Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of Transforming Yourself, Others, and the World. Hey, it's been a little bit of a while since I've done a video, and I've just been learning a ton of stuff, doing some really cool stuff. Got my studio here almost done, super excited about that. I'm in Germany, can't do anything outside. From about November to April, it's cold, red, and rainy, and nobody really wants to do videos outside then. So I'm building a studio here for us. Um, yeah, and I've been learning a ton. I just finished up some amazing coaching with Muriel. Um, do some marketing coaching, doing some mindset coaching, and that was simply amazing. And I just feel like God's taking me another step. I'm going into another coaching thing, which I'm just getting started into, that is rocking my world too. Um, and it's just going to be simply amazing. And so I'm just going to be sharing with you guys some of the stuff that I've been learning, because I want to see you released into your calling, how you are supposed to change the world so that you see what you're supposed to do. And I think I found the key. One of the things that's always been holding me back is I know I have to change the way I think. And to be honest, I thought I had to change hard the way I think. How many think they have to work really hard at changing the way you think, and that's the only way you're going to be to go on in life? I'm finding that's not it. It doesn't have to be work. You can let it happen. You just have to work with it. Just to change the programming up here, but it's not as difficult as you think. And that's what I'm learning right now. That's what I want to give you about. How many of you have always thought, I'd really like to see the mind, right? The mind is sort of this nebulous concept, and nobody really knows what it is, but it's out there. Everybody talks about it. You can change your mind. You can reprogram your mind. You can have an opinion that comes from your mind, but nobody really knows what it is, because it's this kind of unclear kind of concept. And hey, what I want to tell you is that I'm learning that to be able to find out exactly what my mind is and know how to change it and reprogram it, so that the new ways of thinking that are going to serve you, they're going to cause you to prosper instead of suffer. It's easy to reprogram this thing up here. It's you just got to do it. You just got to think outside of the box, and then it works really easy. So what I'm going to show you today is the first step is the mind. And I'm going to show you how you can see the mind. I'm going to show you an amazing way to have a really way where you can picture your mind in your own head. It's going to be super easy. So, hey, if you're interested in what we're doing, down below over here, there's a subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. You'll see when more videos are uploaded with this kind of topic. We'd love to have more of you subscribe here. That would be really awesome. So, hey, let me tell you about the mind. Yeah, our lives are so determined by what we think. That's about the only thing they're determined by, is what you think changes everything. It's your attitude, right? It's your everything that you're going to do, and that's what it has to happen. It has to happen up here. But many of us, and I was certainly among them, really bad, terrible thinking. I had like these like tapes that I got from my parents when I was super young, that I just couldn't seem to get rid of. I knew they were not good for me. I knew they weren't helping me, but I couldn't do anything to get rid of them. And I thought I was doing mental gymnastics to try to get to the place where I could change them. And now I can do it. So let me show you what the mind. You ready? You want to see what the mind looks like? I'm going to show you what the mind looks like. It looks just like that. Ta-da! That's the mind. No? Okay, I needed a little further explanation myself the first time I saw it. So, yes, that is partially the mind. That's partially the mind. So what we have here is the head and the body. So up here, the head, down here, the body. And That's one step. So we understand that the head does all of the thinking, all the processing, and the body does all of the action. Carries out what the body tells it, right? So, but what do we do then? Let's break it down even more. So the head and mind has two different aspects of it. You have the conscious mind and you have the subconscious mind. Two really important parts, and they are also very, very important in what we do in our daily lives. What do we do? It comes from here, actually. This determines everything. So what I'm learning is that all these things are just incredible, and it's really important to understand what each one has. So let's start with the conscious mind. So over here we see, no, let me see, over here. Learning, people. So the conscious mind has specific input sources, the senses. So we see, we touch, we smell, we feel, we hear. That is the way we perceive our world. That is the input. And based upon this input is how we think. That's what we have to process, but that's what we make our decisions based upon. So inside of our conscious mind, inside of our conscious mind here, there are different aspects and different capabilities. So, and those are the intellectual factors, different intellectual capabilities that are in that part of our mind. So reasoning and thinking, we all know, but what I'm learning is mental activity does not equate thinking. Important, write that down. Mental activity, mental busyness is not the same as thinking. Your will, what you want, how you focus on getting something done. Your will is housed in the conscious mind. Perception, how you see the world, how you judge things, the filters that you look through, all housed here in the intellectual factors. Your memory, how you remember how things have happened to you in the world, are in your conscious mind. The conscious mind here, that's where your memories are also. Yeah, and you can actively retrieve them, you can store them, and you can really actively remember, put them into memory. Yeah. Intuition happens here in the conscious mind. Intuition. So intuition is when you have an inkling. You meet somebody and you say, "Oh, I'm not so sure this is the person for me." You have an inclination of, you just see a person and you know that they are in a bad mood, and you probably ought to stay distant from them. Those are the kinds of things that come from intuition, which is located in the conscious mind. So, and your imagination, your ability to fantasize, your ability to, in your mind, before your mind's eye, we say so often, right? So that is in the conscious mind as well. So what does it do for us, or what's it capable of? So the conscious mind and the intellect thinks and reasons and deserves and thinks and reasons and deserves what it serves, and whether it serves you or not. That's what I wanted to say. So an input comes in and it decides whether this is an input that serves you or does not serve you. And this is where it's important for us to learn to think, because on many of occasions we decide to let things in that don't serve us, that are not good for us, but we let them in anyways. But that's one of the capabilities of the conscious mind, is this discernment between what's good for us and what's not good for us, what serves us and what doesn't serve us. The free will is located here. The ability to say, hey, not with me. Or I'm definitely doing this and I'm going for that. The free will. I decide what's good for me. And that is located here. The conscious mind is able to accept or reject any thought that comes in. Yeah, anything that comes in, any kind of information, it just says, this is no, I'm not accepting that. I reject it. And the truth is something else. And I choose to focus on the truth. And the thoughts that you think here, those conscious thoughts, those are what becomes life for you. That's what we need to realize. The conscious mind is what is going to lead us into the place that we want to go. So every thought that you accept, whether it's good for you or not, every thought that you accept gets imprinted upon the subconscious. And the more you imprint the same kind of thoughts, you will slowly build tracks and patterns in your subconscious that will cause you to have either good results or problems. Yeah. So let me move on here to the subconscious mind. Here, the subconscious mind has different capabilities, and this wasn't really clear to me at the very beginning. So, subconscious mind has no ability, has no discernment whatsoever. Whatever comes in is accepted. That's kind of scary. Because I don't know about you, but I've really thought some not so nice stuff in my life. And also over longer periods of time. And I have imprinted these patterns on my subconscious. It's no wonder I've had problems in my life. It's no wonder. It really is, really. But there's hope. Don't give up. It operates in an orderly manner according to specific laws. And that's where my excitement comes in. You can learn these laws. You can learn these laws. Stay tuned to this channel because we're going to go through them. You can learn these laws. And you can learn to reprogram your subconscious. You can learn to change these thoughts. 90% of our day is done in habits. That's all our day is. 90% of it is habits. And the habits are all in the subconscious mind. The habits are in your subconscious mind. That's why we have to reprogram it. Not all habits are bad. There's nothing wrong with them. But in the subconscious mind, there are lots of habits. And the way I react to people, I get short with my wife because she tells me something again she's already told me. You've already told me once. I don't need to hear it again. I don't know why that's in here and why am I annoyed by that, but that's in here. I need to change that. I can learn to be patient. I can reprogram my mind to be patient with people telling me things multiple times. I can do that, and I'm going to reprogram that part of my mind. It's perfectly okay that my wife does that. So the way we react to a person when the guy cuts us off in traffic. Or the woman, whichever, yeah? It's kind of a sexist statement. When the person cuts us off in traffic, we don't have to get mad at them. Somewhere I learned that my place in traffic was more important than theirs. And I had to defend it with all my life. And that he cut me off is just evil. Just an evil person, you know? No. This has to change. This has to change. We're going to reprogram this thing. To be accepting, to be loving, to be excited by people talking to us, telling us things multiple times, in my case, yeah? So, and the other part that I really love about is this the subconscious mind is kind of the godly part because it is, our heads talk us out of things. Our logic wants to say, no, that's not possible. But our heart Our subconscious mind feels what's coming, feels and knows what's right. The godly part of us that's in us is 100% correct. And we know in our hearts, if we're willing to listen to it, when something's right or wrong. This is our contact point of God to God. Yeah. And the subconscious, subconscious deals mostly in feelings. We think in pictures, and the subconscious mind deals with that feeling aspect of our life too. So then let me come to the body. So the body is simply the part of us that acts out whatever the mind thinks and orders. So it is just the action taker of all this. So our bodies are nothing more than a result of what we've been thinking. There's genetics involved, yeah, but I'm heavy. I'm trying to lose weight now. But what I'm doing, I'm losing weight by reprogramming the way I think. But my overweightness is a result of how I think. And so I'm changing how I think. So my body shows the results of how I think. My life shows the results of how I think, the way I deal with people, the way and there's lots of change that needs to happen there. And I'm just going to go after it with everything I've got. So that's an aspect of it. So the body carries out what the mind says. So here's the deal. Oh, let me come back here. So the first step to change are thoughts. These things up here, your thoughts need to change. You need to take advantage of the fact that your mind can reject or accept thoughts. We need to start thinking, okay, this is a thought that serves me. This is not a thought that serves me. I choose the one that serves me. The one that doesn't serve me, I reject you. Leave me. I'm not dealing with you. You are not good for me. So we have our thoughts. And we can get these under control. So the next step, thoughts, when they are combined with feelings. So conscious thoughts combined with subconscious thoughts combined with feelings, that's how we experience the world. That's how we're going to make our change. Have you ever noticed that an intellectual thought has never changed anything in your life? I've seen that all the time in my life. Just a mental assent to some thought doesn't change anything. But if you've taken a thought and you combine that with an experience, with the feeling, this is something that cannot be changed. This is something that has imprinted you, that has become solid in your heart. I've heard it also said many, many times, a man with an experience is 1,000 times better as a man with an argument. And that is so true. Because an experience is an emotion combined with a thought, and that is anchored. That is not, you won't be able to beat that. That is anchored in there, and you're not going to get anywhere with it. Nobody's going to be able to convince you otherwise. So, if we have these thoughts, we combine them with feelings, and we take action upon them. That is now where we get our results. So, when we think something, we feel it, we take action on it, and we get a result, and it's the result that we think is good. That is when we learn. That's how you learn. You think something that serves you, you combine it with a feeling, you take action based upon that, it becomes a result, and this result is the learning, is a chance to learn. It's a chance to go on and you make, if you do that often enough, you will change the way you think. You will, this pattern that you've beat into your subconscious, it will go away, and the new thought will come. The new thought will become the new pattern in your subconscious, so that you can perceive the world differently. And that's what we're going to do. And that's what we're going to do here, people. We're going to go down this road. We're going to learn about how do we renew our mind? How do we transform our mind so that we can get the results we're really looking for? Because you're here because you want to change. And I want to change too. So let's do it together. So, once again, over here, subscribe button, notification button, and I'll see you in the next video. Think, feel, action, result, learn. Love you guys.